As I write this, it's already the year 3000. Machines have filled every corner of our world. It was a technology that was said to bring peace and harmony. That was true for just the first 20 years of its existence. Little did we know, these machines that made every action insanely easy to perform had one severe downside. This downside I'll fully explain later, but first let me tell you who I am. My name's 777, a name given to me by society. Laid out before I even existed. I heard tales from my parents of a time where creativity fueled our desires, that we used to glamorize the uniqueness of an individual, so much so that it drove us mad with envy. The higher-ups decided to make everyone equal in every form of the word. My family was one of the lucky few who avoided the Consolation Day, a day in which mankind became a mindless livestock, fixated with their personal mundane endeavors. My family and I were extremely fortunate to be on a joyride to the moon, quite literally. If whoever's listening to this doesn't have the faintest clue regarding space travel, my parents were part of a secret underground team that continued space research long after it was discontinued and banned in 2040. To sum it up, since my parents weren't on Earth at the time of quote-unquote consolation, they witnessed the drastic change upon their arrival home. My parents found that every human was fully absorbed by their own personal machine. It even fed and cared for them, stripping away any need or desire to venture outside their structured bubble. The odd thing was that these machines had a timer that counted down to January 1st of 3000. Of course, everyone was oblivious to this due to the brainwashing. Unfortunately, my parents passed away because of a shortage of resources in the world. Resources that these machines stored for their human servants 20 years ago. My parents left my brother, sister, and I with a task: to discover the meaning of these timers and to save humankind. With my backstory out of the way, let's focus on the present. It's currently March 30th, the year 3000. I'm in a dirty old basement with my older brother, 778, and my younger sister, 776. We've been fending off aliens for almost 3 months now. If it wasn't for my older brother keeping track of the calendar, I would have no clue what day it is right now. It feels as if it's already been a couple years. With each passing day, I feel less and less a human, and more like a decrepit animal, just waiting for the inevitable. My sister cleans her newly acquired alien laser gun and angrily says,
"These damn bastards don't let up. Haven't they devoured enough humans as it is? Jesus."
Her statement makes me reimagine January 1st, when aliens began their invasion to feast on all the mindless humans. It's almost as if it was all planned since the dreaded Consolation Day. The way they consumed wasn't at all how we chew food, but instead more similar to how we swallow pills. Without any screams, our species continues to get absorbed day in and day out. My older brother jotted down his daily findings while saying to himself,
"I wish I were brainwashed. Why couldn't I have been like everybody else? It'd be so much easier to unknowingly die than to fight for your lives forever."
I could feel the rage coming from my younger sister. She glanced out the window for a second, as if to collect her thoughts, then bounced out of her chair.
Once again, the little crybaby is back at it. If it wasn't for Mom and Dad, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to fight.
My brother, 778, didn't even react to her words, continuing to stare at his paper with pen in hand. She quickly pointed the laser gun directly at 778.
"If you want a quick and painless death, I've got you. No problem at all, my brother."
Now that's what ticked me off, more than 778 feeling hopeless. 776 needs to accept his feelings and move the hell on. Time and time again, my younger sister has picked me up whenever I feel down, but sometimes she can come across as a bit extreme. I stood up and calmly said, "We'd gain nothing from you killing him. You know that. We need his knowledge now more than ever." My older brother put his pen down and softly stated,
"Just do it. Just end this hell, please."
At that moment, we heard a crash outside. We knew exactly what it was. Yet another alien spacecraft. Even after a whole 3 months of consistent encounters, the sound of a new ship crashing down still freaks me the hell out. My sister and I peered outside through a small crack in the wood above us. Nowadays, it seems as if she's always prepared to slaughter more aliens. This alien craft was oddly massive, much different than any other we've seen in the past 3 months. Stairs folded out from the ship as an alien slowly descended downward. This alien was much different as well. It was followed by a small floating robot. Once it reached the Earth's surface, the alien leaned over and touched the grass. This one didn't seem crazed by hunger like all of the others. My sister and I looked at each other in confusion. I felt my heart begin to race. Before I knew it, I was already envisioning the worst. Once we were able to get our hands on one of the alien's weapons, my sister has been able to swiftly kill any newcomers with ease. She's tried to teach me how to handle this foreign weapon, but my aim has been completely atrocious. Her confidence is through the roof, a trait I've always lacked. The robot orbiting the alien began to chirp in English. Another shocking discovery. We've noticed before that the aliens speak in a language we didn't understand. 778 has been trying to decipher it as of late. The tiny robot began to repeat,
I come in peace. If the humans who managed to avoid Constellation Day are hearing this, please come out. I come in peace.
It continued to repeat this message while the alien looked up to the blazing sun. He seemed to be taking in our world's simple pleasures. 776 then secretly aimed at the alien from our basement. No, wait, I whispered, trying to collect my thoughts. Let's hear him out. It may help us to survive if we agree to talk. My sister ignored my request and shot anyway. Her shot was absorbed by an invisible shield that surrounded this alien. The shield lit up for a split second to deflect the blast and then vanished out of sight. The alien didn't even flinch. He even continued to sunbathe. My heart leaped out of my chest. We had no choice now but to confront this beast. We told our older brother to stay put before we went outside. We were always the two who attempted to fight. 778 was vital to our survival in terms of finding resources to live off of. He also claims he's been getting closer and closer to learning how to break free the humans that haven't been eaten yet. A chance to release them of their brainwashed prison. It's what keeps us three going. Once my sister and I showed ourselves, the monster turned and glared in amusement. His expression then suddenly changed to a depressed look. He raised his arm that held a wristband with a screen on it. He began to scan the screen. His eye pulsated with every move it made. Shortly after, his tiny robot companion started chirping again.
Hello, 776 and 777. Nice to meet you.
776 looked furious. She exclaimed,
Cut the crap, ugly. Get to the point.
The robot swiftly answered with,
We've taken notice of your guys' impressive skills with our weapons. We'd like you two to work for us. In exchange, we'll spare your lives. Same goes for 778 here.
Immediately after, our older brother suddenly appeared next to the alien. The alien put an arm around him and smiled. My sister and I were stunned. The technological prowess this alien had was jaw-dropping. I abruptly said, What? Did you just teleport him here? 778 seemed as if he was in the middle of writing when he appeared, pen in hand and slouched over. The alien's eye continued to pulsate as it scanned his screen once more. The robot responded,
Why, of course. We can teach you all of our amazing findings if you agree. The one thing I must mention beforehand, though, is that you will have to allow us to proceed with our feedings on this planet. You see, it is vital for our survival.
Memories of my parents slowly started to flood my mind. I knew they wanted humankind to get back on the right track no matter the cost. If we abandoned our race now, my parents' wish would be in vain. I felt a flurry of emotions engulf me, but I had no way of using them. No idea how to channel this feeling, this necessity. But for once in my life, I let this feeling guide me, without fear of failure or even death. I bolted towards the beast without any thought of how I would take him down. The beast's eye finally looked away from his scanner and onto me. I instinctively went for a tackle like I used to do on the football field. It was pointless. The alien wasn't budging, of course. Oddly, I wasn't scared in the slightest, even though I figured my life would soon end. I felt peace, but why now of all times? I let my mind race through all the special moments I cherished with my family. The times we'd sneak off to the moon for just the sake of spending more time together. As my mind wandered, I suddenly realized I was kicked into the air. I looked up after landing and saw 776 was behind the monster. She must have snuck behind him in all of my ruckus. I heard the piercing sound of the laser gun as the beast fell to his knees. She shot him through the back. With a thud, the beast fell, now motionless. My sister stood up proudly and then declared,
I knew that shield of his wouldn't work if I jammed the laser gun through his grimy skin. Hey, 777! You alright over there? I knew you would come in clutch when I needed you the most. Way to distract that ugly bastard.
I laid back, rested my head on the shitty dead grass, looked up to the cloudy sky, and thought to myself, well, shit, I guess we still have a fighting chance after all, Mom and Dad.